With the changes to exotic drops in the DZ coming with Season 11, now is the perfect time for me to hone my PvP build. One problem though, I don't PvP, so I needed a build that is so strong that even I can kick some ass. To find the perfect build, I spent some time researching all the PvP builds. What I found was that there are a lot of best PvP builds on YouTube, all of which will destroy your enemies with the press of a button. So now it's time to test these builds in the Dark Zone and Conflict, and after hours of testing, what I found was quite amazing. This one is the most important thing for you all to take away. Don't use gear sets. They don't work in most PvP encounters, because one of the key things that most of the brand set builds do is that they build up stacks until you attain the power of the gods. At max stacks you can melt anything, but before that point you're at a distinct disadvantage. And one thing I've learned in PvP is that encounters rarely happen when you want them to. For that reason, I am also going to rule out the Memento backpack. This one really hurts, because until the Ninja Bike Messenger backpack comes out in Season 11, this is the strongest solo gear piece in the game, but it is entirely reliant on stacking kills, and in a 1v1 encounter, it is just dead weight. I may as well carry on with the unpopular views and say that if you are playing solo, then you should avoid skill builds. In PvE, skill builds are great, but how much of that is because enemies wait to be shot or lumber around the map, letting your skills burn them down? Human enemies don't do that. They avoid or counter your skills. They pressure you, and once in close range, you won't stand a chance. No, the builds that I found to be most effective in PvP were those that exploited on-demand multiplicative damage. In simple terms, stacking weapon damage, which is additive, is less effective than stacking multiplicative damage types, like damage to armor, damage to targets out of cover, health damage, or critical damage. So my build uses the Hollow Man Mask, which comes with 10% health damage, the best in slot Fox's Prayer knee pads, which comes with 8% damage to targets out of cover, 2 pieces of the Walker Harris & Co brand set, which adds 5% damage to armor, a Seska holster for the 10% critical hit chance, and a Fenris vest for the 10% assault rifle damage, all of which come with either critical hit chance or critical damage. You could also use the Contractor's gloves, which comes with 8% damage to armor, and even 3 pieces of Walker Harris for the extra 5% health damage. Once fully optimized, this build will be packing 54% critical chance, 153% critical damage, 31% health damage, 5% damage to armor, and 18% damage to targets out of cover. The build is balanced for survival and damage output, with 3 defensive cores to get to 1.3 million armor, and 3 offensive cores. Both of these are buffed by my talents. Unbreakable on my vest effectively adds 50% max armor every 60 seconds. In order to activate the talent companion on my backpack, which gives me a 15% weapon damage buff, I'm running a Defender drone, which also provides 10% damage reduction, and a Seeker mine. The latter stays active and within range to activate this talent throughout most encounters. For my weapons, I am using the assault rifle Shield Splinterer and a Marine Super 90 shotgun. Excuse me a second. Hello? No, I'm not using a FAMAS. Yes, I know that many people say that it is the meta PvP weapon. Yeah, I know that the Shield Splinter only has 3 mod slots, so you do miss out on using the Tactical Short Grip mod for the firewall specialization, adding an additional 10% critical damage. But it does come with Perfect Optimist, adding 4% additional weapon damage for every 10% ammo used, which I think is a reasonable trade-off. That is true. I am a PvP noob, and a well-rolled FAMAS with Optimus is preferable. I think that the Marine Super 90 shotgun is preferable to the overused M870. The M870 does have higher base damage, but half the fire rate, and only 5 shells compared to the Marine Super 90's 8. As I mentioned, I am using the firewall specialization for its great utility. I have been running this build for a while now in the DZ and in Conflict, and I definitely feel that with any encounter, I have a good chance of winning, which is what all of us PvP noobs will need when we are farming the DZ for raid exotics. If this build doesn't encourage you to test your toes in the DZ, then check out this must-have PvE build right here.